put it in that. Now it's time to eat strawberry shortcake. Okay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not alone. Only people who start trouble on the job is the white women. You got a couple of black women who are gatekeepers and think they're smarter than everybody else. But it's just really the white women. And we don't have too many. I just, I don't say nothing to them. They be racist. Some of them are liberals. But they don't play about them prescription drugs. They're addicted to that shit like it's crack. White women love cocaine, pills, wine. That's what they do. They like to say crack is skinny. Blonde hair, blue eyes, skinny as hell, looking anorexic, with big breasts, and they think they got it going on. Always somebody eating vegan or some sort of vegetarian or something. But they love them pills. They got to be on something. Valium, Vicodin, Xanax. Some sort of depressant or stimulant. And you can see it in them because they be red, you know. All drawn up like a pharmacist. You ever go to a pharmacy, all of them look like they need water. Or they popping pills, you can tell. Everybody right now talking about the Puffy trial. I can get on here and sensationalize this shit if I want. I keep getting people calling me about jobs that what is this? Diddy. Yeah, he hires a black woman for his defense. She said she was raped before in her life. What the fuck is that gonna do for us? That's what Carcino's saying.
Diddy knew going into this situation what it was gonna look like, what it was gonna appear to be. It was no mistaken identity. He knew what it was. I had to get this rabbit out of here. He in here tearing my grass up.
Let's listen to Carcino. Of course, it'll fuck up.
Why do I have 5 squirrels on my tree?
He wanted
I'm gonna have to come out here and get you up out of here.
a 4 woman lawyer team. Or 5, something like that.
Well, it all depends, man. You have a lot of what we like to call influence. There's a lot of political influence out here.
Too much trying to
You've seen it time and time again.
manipulate.
Because what's known is the appearance. As you seen Diddy come out looking like an old man. Diddy looked like an old broken down man. Diddy come out with the all gray. Diddy had the choice and he had the chance if he wanted to dye his beard. You know? Diddy had the choice. He chose not to dye his beard. He chose to wear a sweater instead of a suit. Wearing a suit kind of gives the impression of business as usual. You know, like a sweater makes you seem like the common man. And that's what they wanted. We want the common man. So that's what they were pushing for. So that's what they ended up with. The common Diddy.
People love
now,
lie.
Granted, most of these individuals are completely different. They think different, they breathe different. Their mentality is different. And they move in different tropes.
Yeah.
And hang in different groups. Diddy hangs out with a more financially set bunch of people who acquiesce and high-profile accountability. Now, Mark, he's part of the Diddy family, as far as always being there as a lawyer or whatever. So he's representing Diddy's mother in another legal case, and he's not on this trial. So his daughter is able to do it, which means he's really on the case. He's going to help his daughter out. She's just there in name, but legally, because he's dealing with the mother, he can't be involved in this case as you see fit, right? Now, what we've known beforehand is kind of what we know now. Overdoing something is better than underdoing it. That's what they'll say. Where we're overdoing this so that we never ever have to do this again. That's the goal. Now, you look at the narratives and you look at Sean Puffy Combs, and they say, well, Puff, this is the way we see it. This is how we see it going down.
You got one
Look at this old man broken down in a sweater. They stripped him of everything. And they saying the prosecution isn't playing games. No, they're playing games. They waited to Cassie. That's why they didn't want to delay the trial. They wanted her to be fully pregnant so she could get the mercy of the jury, because she's a pregnant woman. So a pregnant woman must be telling the truth.
Oh,
look at her with her baby. So they want to get as many females as possible up there to get that sympathy for the pregnant woman. So don't think the prosecution isn't playing strategic games as well. These are chess moves. Sinuses, B. Sinuses. Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger next time, nigga.
Telling that white woman.
I know, right?
Fix your husband's shit.
That's the crazy part about it. That's the crazy part. That's what gets my attention and get my antennas going up.
What is this got to do with me?
Because when I see that, what it tells me is that the desperation is there. Once the desperation is there, you start to see how people react once they start seeing desperation.
Why is he taking so long to talk? Anyways. I ate all my food. It's a hot mess now. That's the aftermath.
I don't stand by Diddy's I don't stand by Diddy's his ways, his actions, like what he actually does. That's his thing.
I can't tell. You thought you was gonna get some of them millions for supporting them. You sound just like a cheerleader to me. You was the first one to jump out here and tell everybody all the charges they have against them are lies. It's a witch hunt. That they didn't show all the video of Cassie. They just showed the part when he's in the hallway and he's snatching something that she stole, trying to get out of there with. So that's why he acted so aggressively and mad.
Well, when you look at when you look at what's going on as far as what you think about what's been cooked up, what's not, what they might have
I'm
on
gonna say
trial,
they
and what
use
they might
private
have in
escort
the case.
services. Where do private escort services get their people from? Let's think about it. Usually from the streets, homelessness, deprived. They drugged out. They got nowhere to go. They got no family members. Dysfunctional, mentally disturbed. Or they're already looking to be in the business. Porno, strippers. They probably hustling online. When you walk right in that door. And the casting couch, they call them up. There's some way, somehow, you get brought into that world. You go from nothing to glamour. And they might not have sex but for the whole weekend. Who knows where they really live at in
Well,
life?
that's because, see, they needed more evidence.
But how
And
much
they weren't
money
getting.
were they getting?
See, what Diddy was asking for and his legal team is that, look, we need more evidence. Y'all are bringing up all this stuff in the press. A lot of this stuff that was in the media is not in this case. And they're trying to confuse people. All this stuff, that's why they throw all these civil cases out and saying all of these stuff. But when the juror, that's going to end up backfiring in the legal proceedings, because all this disinformation and misinformation that was going on with the civil cases and all these crazy civil suits against Diddy, now it's going to come full circle, because now you're looking at a situation where things are going to go in a different path, a different direction. The general public is not going to be as forgiving when it comes to said activity. And then Diddy's sons, that was, going through the stress and dealing with all of it, that's Al B. Sure's biological son, but let's be honest, he was raised by Diddy. Diddy was his dad.
Man, I'm gonna watch all this. I'll let y'all watch. It's just, Diddy's not gonna win this shit. He's gonna be broker than broke.
Now, that could be for one of two reasons. One is he knows things or suspects things about Mr. Combs. The other one is that he's just got a real perverse sense of competition.
One thing I know for sure is that when it comes to our culture, sometimes we cannibalize our own more than anybody else. And we've seen the former president of the United States inspire the country to turn into Spider-Man and climb up the Capitol to overthrow the government in the middle of an election. But yet we haven't seen his mugshot or seen his kids handcuffed. I've known Justin for probably 15 years. Quincy is one of his sons, and his other sons. Those are really good kids. So to see them in handcuffs, to see them put on display as criminals, or to be put into the conversation that they somehow are ushering underage kids into the compound for their dad to have their way with them. Those are the kids that I know.
Overdoses.
And right away, what do you see? Cassie Ventura, a person no one would have known if it wasn't for Diddy, is now at the center of the focal point of this entire investigation.
I'm done. I'll holler at y'all later, man.
Somebody that they're acting like they care about.